This is Steve Clark for KLAM, and we're going to do a quick Main Street update because there's been some fairly big doings going on at the bottom end. There's my friendly little robin. I don't think I've ever seen this road so quiet. Normally when I'm making a video, all you can hear is traffic going up and down the road. Now, one comment I will make about this job, which I really don't understand, is the parking has always been on this side of the road. Pretty much all the businesses are on this side of the road. Okay, the dentist, the variety, the garage, the wood stove. So what we've done is we've moved the road over about 6 feet this way. So I'm supposed to get an extra little piece of grass on the front of my property here, whilst these guys have lost 4 to 6 feet of their property. All of these bell poles had to be torn down and moved back 6 feet to accommodate this move, just so that we can put the parking spots on this side of the road. Now, I'm not quite sure that I see the reasoning in that. We did look at the plans. There was comments made on the sidewalk going in. I believe my friend John was there. He made a comment about why the sidewalk, why is the parking spots moving over. And anyway, here we are. Okay, so we're pretty well graded down here at this end. Actually, they may run down with a dozer or something, and to do a final scrape off. But this is probably how they're going to leave it for the summertime. Although I did hear a rumor. I don't know if this is going to happen. Sorry for the bumping and jogging here. But I did hear a rumor that these guys were going to have the curbs in and the first lift of asphalt down by July the 1st. I'm thinking not. That's an awful lot of work to do. That's an awful lot of work to do. Anyway, as I say, I'm guessing by these steep drop-offs that this isn't quite the final grade, and that we're going to come up a little bit yet. Oh, there was one interesting little piece to this story. I don't know if you can see down here, but this was the original storm drain system, and the engineers didn't realize that this was here, and apparently this runs right the way down here, right under all the sidewalk down to the river. Some more of that black drain pipe. Okay, now they're laying down that blue styrofoam over the storm drain to try and prevent the frost from going down there and freezing things up. Now it will be interesting because coming down about 16 inches from the main road level brings up the water pipes and the sewer pipes a little nearer to the surface, and I'm wondering if the styrofoam's got something to do with that as well, to try and stop the cold from getting transmitted down through the hard road. Because believe it or not, when you drive up and down a road, you will drive that frost into the ground. The frost in your garden might get down to, I don't know, anywhere from 6 inches to 2 feet in some cases, but in the road it might go down to 4 or 6 feet, just because people are driving up and down, forcing that cold into the ground. Yeah, that is quite the drop. Quite the drop. But if this drain is going to be level with the pavement surface, it would be about right. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. It's like any job, when it's in the process, sometimes it's not always easy to see how it's going to look when it's done. Anyway, I'm guessing it's not the first road these guys have built. Drain Brothers. They do a lot of work in this area. Yes, I hope you're getting the point of all of this. Arf, arf. Or is that lol? Got to use the correct terminology these days, don't you know? Yeah, digging down by John Snyder's garage and the Lions Hall. Now, I came down here the other day and I was so shocked to see this tangle of branches, and that this old tree had been cut down. Now I can see, as you get up close, that it's in pretty rough shape. These branches are pretty dead. But this tree, and I'm wondering if this is a young version of that tree. This tree is a mulberry tree. They're quite rare in Canada, especially this far north, and it was just absolutely covered with mulberries. And one of the things I found interesting about that is that when I was about very early teens, 12 or 13, one of the things that we would do is we'd get silkworms, and silkworms live on mulberry leaves. So we were always looking around for mulberry trees in England to get the leaves from, and of course we would keep the silkworms until they made a cocoon, and then we'd sell the cocoons, and we'd make actually not bad money on that. Anyway, I was really sad to see this tree come down. It has been here for years, ever since I've been here, and that is 26 years now. So there you go, you can see how big it was. Well, I'll be saying a little prayer to Spirit tonight for the safekeeping of this tree's energy. This little area here around Market Square has just become a shortcut up to Joseph Street, and wow, is it ever taking a pounding. I'm sure hoping that they're going to repave Market Square and do these sidewalks up here, because they're looking pretty rough. Okay, so here we are. This is where all the new work has been going on. This is a pump, and that is pumping water into this sediment tank here to allow all of the mud and whatever to settle out. Because you can see here, this is actually below the level of the lake, and so of course it wants to seep in all the time. I'm not quite sure whether you can hear, but I can hear the flowing of water coming out of this concrete containment. It's kind of hard to see through this mesh, but of course safety first. You could just see someone sailing into here on their bicycle. Looks like they whacked a bell cable there as they were digging. But you can see here, this is part of the old system that's running down into this little wet area, and this is the new system it's going to hook into. But it is absolutely amazing, isn't it? The stuff that goes underground that we don't see. And here, of course, is the old metal culvert type of storm drain. You can see how this is rusted through. There'll be some good bits and some bad bits, but there's been lots of cave-ins over the years and lots of expense trying to clean them out, keep that water flowing. So yeah, this is a sediment tank. They pump the water into here first, let some of the sediment settle out, and then let it overflow around into this catchment area. And you can see, even with just the work they've been doing, the amount of silt that is built up there. It's all silt. Anyway, it looks like the work is well underway. So we had the fishing derby this weekend, and of course the dam has been open for a week, and there we have a few fishermen up at the dam. You know, I still like this view as much as I did when I first arrived in Bobcaygeon 26 years ago. Now, of course, across the way there, Riverwalk wasn't there, and that was basically just a little wood. And now we have these beautiful condos with an amazing view. I remember George Jacket building that wall along there. He was throwing those rocks around like they were toys. It was actually unbelievable to watch the guy work. And so in the dying embers of the sun, I bid you all good night. Steve Clark, KLAM, Kawartha Lakes Alt Media, signing off.